Hello, this is Laugh of the Medusa, recording number 5. Let me read from the essay. And why don't you write? Write. So, Ciso starts with a question that's very encouraging kind of a question. She directly addresses the women to write. She encourages them to write. Writing is for you. You are for you. So that is the point. Writing is for you. You are for you. So no other one can be for you. You have to be for you. Your body is yours. Take it. So that is the main thing, asserting the body. Till date you have been taught to be ashamed of the body. But now they are asserting the body. And this is again another turn in feminist criticism. We have to understand that point as well. Apart from discussing the essay, we will have to place this in the context of this, the kind of feminism, the wave, which starts talking about the body and other aspects that prevented them from or reclaiming the body. Is part of a kind of another wave, the second wave. If you want to talk about specifically, it's second wave, and later also body, assertion of the body or the importance of asserting body has been a great concern, one of the major concerns of feminist criticism or feminist movement. So take it. I know why you have been written. It's not because you didn't have skill or you are not skillful that you didn't write or you haven't written. And why I didn't write before the age of 27. She tells again and again, she tells, it's not that when I address you and tell that you write, you have to assert, you may feel that, you may think that I have been doing all this time without having any restrictions or with all the confidence. No. My case also is of the same. My case also is not really different from that of you. So, I too didn't write till the age 27 or before the age 27. I too didn't write. And why I too didn't write? So, these are the questions we'll have to explore first. Because writing is at once too high, too great for you. You were taught like, you're a woman. You are a woman and you are not supposed to write. Even if you write, it will be the material will be something of unimportant or trivial kind. So you cannot bring out something better or the best. And this is the way you have been made to believe yourself. You were not getting any you never came across such a situation where you could feel better about yourself. Fine. So this is the way to great. You thought that it's too great for me. I cannot do that. It's because it's something really impossible for me. It's something unachievable. I cannot achieve that at all. So that sometimes we feel like, not just in the case of writing. If we are not confident in doing something, of course we have this feeling like it's something beyond my reach. It's not my cup of tea. So this is the way women had been made to think about. They were made to think about writing in this mode. It's reserved for the great. Which is this great? Now, when you think about great, men and women come under the label. Oh, great woman, great man. So great person. Nowadays we talk about. Maybe because of the impact of all these feminist thoughts movement or the neutralizing of this category of human beings, is to find out some gender neutral terms. But in the past, it's great. This term, this idea, the concept had been reserved for men. And that is for great men. That's why she specifically mentions after great, after a hyphen, she says that is for great men. And it's silly. It's very silly. And besides, you have written a little, but in secret. Another point, it is again, and it's silly. Whatever you write, it may be silly. It's trivial. It's not something to be read or to be taken care of. Something to be appreciated. It's not at all. You are writing. You are a woman, and how can it be something of an important kind? So this is the way you are made to believe or made to think about. Besides, you have written a little but in secret. Another point. So Virginia Woolf had been talking about a room of one sauna and all. Even they were made to sit, or they were compelled to sit inside in the central halls where all these people come and go, and other commitments come to her every flip of a second when she sits writing. So this is another take of the situation. But even crucial kind of women writing, that is a secretly writing. That is, the problem is not that they wanted to make it secret, they wanted to write secret in secret, but they were not permitted to, they were not allowed to read or write. So but this intense desire to write made them write in secret. So only a little they could write. If they sit down to write, many other problems come to her, many other household works, many other commitments, everything comes to her. And in between, if she could write something, it is very little, and also in secret. Even reading, after all the members in the family falling asleep, certain women used to read, because they were denied of the important books, even religious books, all those they were denied. There was a time when women were denied the right to read even. And same with the writing. So, and it wasn't good because it was in secret. And because you punished yourself for writing, because you didn't go all the way, or because you wrote irresistibly, and when we would masturbate in secret, not to go further, but to attenuate the tension a bit, just enough to take the edge off. So Caesar says that for the sake of the outlet of your passion for writing, you decided to write in secret. In that case, actually, you are not getting any kind of outlet. If for the time being you may feel that you are letting out your tension, worries. So writing is a kind of letting out of pent up emotions, repressions, all those. It's another. So that's why it's creative. The creative force brings you a kind of letting out of your pent up emotions, problems, sufferings, all those. It's another part. But Caesar firmly believes that if you decide to write in secret, that's another kind of punishment that you give to yourself. What kind of letting out or solace that you mean or expect to get if you are doing something in secret? First of all, you're not confident about doing it. And another one, consciously or unconsciously, you always have the feeling that I'm doing something bad, because that's why. Otherwise, if you are confident, and if you are confident that you are doing something right, you of course may not choose, or do not choose to do it in secret. So this is the way you punish yourself in that regard. That is why in the very beginning of the passages, it says them to speak out, to write for yourself. No one else can do it for you. So because you didn't go all the way, or because you wrote irresistibly, as when we would masturbate in secret, not to go further, but to attenuate the tension a bit, just enough to take the edge off. So that kind of a secret, or if you opt for a secret writing, it will get you the time being. You may be out of the tension maybe. But that is not really helpful in the long run. And then, as soon as we go and make ourselves feel guilty, so as to be forgiven, to forget, to bury it until the next time. That is the problem. So once you are out of this writing saga, this kind of an adventurous task of writing in secret, and you're back to your normal household atmosphere, you feel that you have done something wrong. That is very normal to human beings. If they have done something without the knowledge of the beloved, you feel that you have done some wrong, you have committed an error. So this is the same thing that is to come back to you, that will come to you, only that the guilty feeling. And what kind of an outlet and what kind of a peace, solace that you mean by this kind of secret writing? No, you have to write. You have to write. If you write it in a very courageous and open way. You have to break out, and you come out of your shells. To bury it until the next time, that is the main thing. To bury it until the next time. Okay, let me, for the time being, I have finished off writing it. Finished off my passion for writing, so it's fine. Next time when it comes, let me finish it off all of a sudden and come back to the guilty conscious status. This is all what is. It will go like circular. It will be in a cyclical way. This guilt, this adventure in secret, and again coming back to guilt and normality, going back. All these will be in like a cyclical manner. There is no going out of the circle. If you, unless and until you decide to write down, not in secret, but in a manner that explores your whole potential in an open manner, in a courageous manner of breaking out and after breaking the chains. So next, it is in the next passage I'm reading. Next paragraph. Write, let no one hold you back. Let nothing stop you. Not man, not the imbecile capitalist machinery, in which publishing houses are the crafty. That is another thing. Let nothing stop you. No man. And another one, imbecile capitalist machinery. This capitalism is inherently against women empowerment. Of course, we know, especially it's against whole humane concerns in general. Still, to make it more, to talk about its extreme, it's of course against women as well, women empowerment as well. So this capitalist machinery in which publishing houses are obviously, they are crafty. Publishing houses, never they wanted to promote women writers. That's why those women novelists who proved themselves, now we have the list of women writers of that time who were talented like anything, or is equal to or more talented than the proven male writers during that time. But those days they didn't get that kind of an encouragement or acceptance all of a sudden from these publishing firms. And of course these publishing houses, even nowadays it is on the basis of many other aspects like politics, other power holding sectors. But that time, of course, this difference, gender oriented sexual differences had been there, and that was again holding back women from getting chances in writing and proving their skills. Obsequious layers of imperative handed down by an economy that works against us and off our backs. This economy, another problem. That is again one of the references of Virginia Woolf's essay as well. This a room of one's own, economical stability or financial independence, which is again part of a room of one's own. In that she says these two as the major requirements for a woman who sits down to write. A room of her own and economic independence. Education, all those come as the categories, but mainly she talks about this as the main requirements. An economy that works against us and off our backs and not yourself. Smug-faced readers, managing editors, and big bosses don't like the true text of women. Female sex to text. That kind scares them. What's the reason? They're scared of these women writings. If they know for sure, even though you haven't understood your potential. The male writers, the male dominated publishing firms and other people who are dominating the area knew for sure that if you permit these women, if these women are permitted to come out and prove themselves, definitely they will rival their skills. You cannot rival their skills, or they will be a threat for your existence as writers, as publishers. So this is the way they were. They were scared, but you didn't realize that. You never realized that. You thought that this is because they are privileged and you are underprivileged, or you are not capable, you are not skillful. But the truth behind this is that they are already scared of this female sex text, and the kind scares them, so that managing editors, these smug faced readers, when you get some prominent male writers or other people, other men who are in this area, just get them your writing, and they, in the very beginning outset itself, they start making you feel like you have submitted something unworthy, you have written something unworthy. So this is the way they behave, and you take them as you have already taken them for granted, you have already given them much prominence than they deserve. You think that this is your problem. Next paragraph. I write woman, woman must write woman, and man, man. That is the point. I write woman. I means the seesaw. Seesaw, she says that I write woman. Of course, being a woman, she would write, or she has to write about women. So woman must write woman, and man, man. What is happening now, or what has been the tendency, what has been the practice? Men talking, writing about experiences both of male folk, men, as well as women in general, as if they have some privilege or this the extra power to know all the experiences which are never part and parcel of their very being of being men. That is, they cannot talk about this gestation, giving birth, nurturing. All these they have been talking, and that's why there's a gynocriticism as an area. The concept of gynocritique, ecritofeminine, all these come later or during this time, with all these major feminist critics from different parts of the world, not just from one or two countries, but different kinds of feminism. We can talk about different feminism coming from different parts of the corners of the world. French feminism, American feminism, black feminism, and different people according to their own concepts, their own thinking, and the situations that they were concerned about. They brought different new ideas. So that she talks about this concept. Man should write about man. It's not their right to talk about women, their specifically female experiences as such. So only a bleak consideration will be found here of man. It's up to him to say where his masculinity and femininity are at. That's another thing. So only a bleak consideration. I'm not going to talk much or at great length about men, male writing about male. That's up to them. Now let me talk about women, because we didn't talk, we failed to, or we stayed away from talking about. And now let me talk about women. Why should I talk about men? It's for them. It's kept for them. I'm not going to intrude as they have been doing till date in the case of women experience or women life, everything. It's up to him to say where his masculinity and femininity are at. This will concern us once men have opened their eyes and see themselves clearly. This will concern us once men have opened their eyes and seen themselves clearly. It's a very important footnote attached with this part as such. This male, they know that comes from, that stems up from the other part which I have already described. It is scared, that's the male folk who are scared about women, the empowered women, so that they, in the very beginning, they try to make them step back. So in the same way, they are worried about these women to be out of this pacified status of existence. Because once they are out, who will look after the children? What about the concept of the family? All women want to work. All women want to be professionals. So how will you look after the children? What about the well-established family? So in courts, well-established family systems. So this is the way. It's a fear inside meant to be absorbed in women. See, they are always worried. They want to be absorbed in women. Without them, it's a kind of dependency. But they never admit that. Instead, they try to colonize them. They try to invade them. There is no point. There is no talk about respect, giving and taking respect even does arise here. So this is the problem with them. And CISO tells that once these people start recognizing their own dilemma, or in one way or other their own thought and the nasty part of their thinking or their approach towards women, only then there is point in talking about why I tell that male should write male and female should write female, or man should write man and woman should write woman. So only this is the way. This is a kind of understanding or lack of understanding, and let them open their eyes and look into their own, look at themselves in the mirror, not in the sense of literal mirror, but the way they have been. It's just about their fear of losing this it's already absorbed. They are absorbed. Without this established systems of being, they cannot move. They know once we once we become lenient, if we make a iota of leniency, the whole system will fail because women are that powerful. But so that they never let her identify this kind of a strength in her. So they find out different means. They adopt many methods to make her feel that like inferior, incapable of any skillful activities or professionalism or other education, many other areas, domains where she can prove herself. So that's all with that paragraph, those paragraphs. Recording number 5 ends here. Thank you.